Okay, we're going to be talking about the Unit 6C Quiz 2 review. All right, so first off, as you can probably tell, my voice is still a little scratchy, so please don't let that be a distraction from what I'm trying to do or the point of this video. All right, here we go. Jill is considering moving to a one-bedroom apartment. The apartment has a monthly rent of $710. Here are the fees. All right, so application fee. This right here always screws students up. And so, because first off, yearly rent would be 710 times 12. Okay, but in a formula that we're doing, first off is percentage, so I got to move the decimal two places, parenthesis 710 times 12, and so when I do that, I get $42.60. Let me see if I can shrink that down. Nope. There we go. Next is the credit application fee. That's 25 bucks. Next is 1 month's rent. In this case, it's 710 bucks. Next is last month's rent, so that's another 710 bucks. But the one thing that's never on here, and that's first month's rent. So first month, that is another $710. All right. So I'm going to add 4260, 25, 710, 710, 710. And when I add all that, my answer ends up being $2,198. All right. Toby wants to rent a three-bedroom apartment for $1,300, and his gross annual income is that. What percent of his monthly income? Okay, so the one curveball question is the fact that we're looking for monthly income, and I gave you his annual income. So off to the side, the first thing I need to do is take 55,000, and I need to divide that by 12. And I'm going to round here because I'm going to get a decimal, 4,583. Okay. Now, once I do that, what I'm looking for, if you remember, and that is the percentage is equal to the cost divided by the monthly pay. All right. Now, I'm writing it like that as opposed to writing an actual fraction because it's difficult to do it on this software. So the cost, or to find the percentage, the cost is $1,300 divided by his monthly pay of $4,583. So when I do that, remember to move the decimal two places back to the right, and you get 28%. Chris is 22 and has just started a job at AFC.com or Incorporated. He met with a financial planner and he's going to start saving for retirement. He decided to invest. Okay, so a couple of buzzwords here. First off, he is investing $320 for every month. That's really the driving force with what you're going to do here. And what I'm going to do is use this formula. Okay, so using this formula, this is how I'm going to set it up. My P represents his what he's depositing, double parenthesis, 1 plus, let's see, 0.12 divided by 12, close parenthesis, raised to the power of 12 times, let's see, he's 22 and now he's 65. I believe that's 43. Okay. And I'll get that off that, minus 1, close parenthesis. That's my numerator. And my denominator is going to look like, and of course I'm going to write it like this, 0.12 divided by 12. That's my denominator. Okay. Now in class, I told you to do all this on your calculator, but not all at once. So you are going to take all of this and put it in your calculator. And what you're going to get is an answer. And I'm not going to write the answer down because honestly, I can't think of it at the moment. So you're going to get equals an answer. And then what you're going to do is you are then going to hit divide and divide it by the denominator. Excuse me. And so how does that look? Well, you're going to say divide by parenthesis 0.12 divided by 12, close parenthesis. And when you do that, you're going to get your answer. And the answer is going to be, round to the nearest whole, 5,400,239. All right. Now, this next part is a continuation. And that is, looking to the future, if Ben was able to save or get his monthly bills to $6,000 per month, how many years could he live on his nest egg? Well, again, in theory, he has $5,400,239 in the bank, and I'm simply going to divide that by 6,000. And when I do that, he'll be able to live comfortably for 900 months before going broke. So that is a good nest egg. Next, Ed works for ABC.com, or ABC Incorporated, sorry. He's been working for 35 years, possibly retiring. Because of my voice, I'm not going to read it. But again, the buzzword to pay attention to is annual pension. This is your pension formula. And that is, the pension is equal to the salary times the percentage times the years. All right. So here we go. To get the pension, I'm going to take his salary, which is $85,025, times that by the percentage as a decimal, and I'm going to times it by his years, which is 35. So when I do that, I get a grand total of $62,493. Now, here's what we're going to be dealing with Ed. And that is, we're just going to make some conclusions here. And it says, convert Ed's yearly pay to monthly. Well, the yearly pay was the $85,000. So I'm going to take $85,025. I'm going to divide that by 12. And I'm going to get a decimal, but I'm going to round 7,085. That's how much he was making when he was still working. Now, let's try to figure out how much he will be making when he's actually retiring, or in retirement. So convert Ed's pension pay. Well, his pension pay was what we just saw for 62,493. I'm going to divide that by 12. And I'm going to round to the nearest whole dollar, and I get 5,208. So he's obviously, if he was making 7,000, now he's making 5,000. That's very much a pay cut. All right. But on average, he will receive $1,200 more dollars due to Social Security. So it says, after adding Social Security, how much is Tim earning? Well, 5,208 plus 1,200, he is now making 6,408. So again, think about it. He was making 7,000, but with the help of Social Security, he's now making 6,000. So after adding all this, how much less is Ed earning in his retirement versus when he was working? He was working and making $7,085 minus $648 or $6,408. So he's making a monthly difference of $677 less. There you go. All right, so Brian is considering buying the car listed above. He will be making a down payment of $6,000, and he will finance the rest. All right, so this is the finance formula, which, if you need to see it, and there it is. I said finance formula, but I meant monthly payment, like so. All right, so if you've done this more than one time, you should know how to do this. All right, so he's making a down payment of $6,000, but the cost is $13,000. So that means he'll be financing $7,000. Parenthesis. R is 0.11% divided by 12. Close parenthesis, open parenthesis. 1 plus 0.11 divided by 12. Close parenthesis. I'm about to say fraction, but exponent 12 times 2. Now, if you remember, this is the numerator, and my denominator is going to look like this. 1 plus, parenthesis, 1 plus 0.11 divided by 2, or 12, sorry. Raised to the power of 12 times 2, and then you have that minus 1 stuck on the back. All right? So in this formula, to get everything right, you know I'm a stickler on this, take all of this, plug it into your calculator, press enter. And when you do that, you get 79.876. And then your denominator, same exact thing, clear your calculator, do your denominator, and you get 0.244. And then you are going to divide. So you're going to take your numerator and denominator and divide. When you do that, you get $327 a month. All right. Now it says, how much has Brian paid the bank? This is where it screws a lot of folks up. And that is, he initially had a down payment of $6,000. So if you need to see the relationship, here it is. Down payment plus the monthly payment, the MP, times 12, and I'm going to run out of room here, times the years. Okay, so we got to write it down here. So the down payment was $6,000 plus parenthesis his monthly payment, which was $327, times 12 times, what is it, 2 years? So when I do the math, I get $13,848. Now the question is, how much did Brian pay above the total purchase price? Total purchase price was $13,000. So he paid $13,848 minus $13,000, and the difference is going to be my interest, $848. All right. Now let's do a condo for sale. So Bob's annual salary is $15,000. So all this information here is a bunch of stuff that's about Bob. We're not going to use it all at once, so please keep that in mind. All right, so just use the information that the question's asking for. All right, so the very first thing we have, and that is Bob will pay the closing cost. It'll be 6%. Well, the closing cost, the cost of the condo is $475. So I'm going to do 1,000, and I'm going to times that by 0.06. So when I do that, I get an answer of, let's see, $28,500. All right. Now it says the closing costs will be added to the purchase price. So 475,000 plus 28,500. So when I do the math, the new cost of the condo is $503,500. Now, please keep in mind, this is the total purchase price, okay? This is our new price, okay? So that is it, 503. That's what we're doing. This 475, we don't deal with that anymore, okay? So Bob will make a down payment of 35% of the purchase price. So the new purchase price was $503,500. I'm going to times that by 35. And when I do that, I get a down payment of $176,225. Now, after subtracting the down payment from the total purchase price, how much will Bob borrow? Well, the total purchase price was $503,500. I'm going to subtract my down payment. So when I do that, I get a principal of $327, and there we go, $327,275. Now, this is the amount of money that he will be borrowing. Keep that in mind. Next question. Using the monthly mortgage formula, all right, we've already did that with a car, so we're going to do it here too. So it's $327,225, parenthesis, 0.04 divided by 12, close parenthesis, open it again, 1 plus 0.04 divided by 12, close parenthesis, raised to the power of 12 times 20. That's my numerator. And my denominator will be, parenthesis, 1 plus 0.04 divided by 12, close parenthesis, raised to the power of 12 times 20 minus 1. All right. Now remember, just like we did with the car, take all this, plug it in your calculator all at once. Don't try to change anything up. Do it exactly like it's written. And you get 2424. My OCD kicks in. I got to write it the right way. 651. My denominator, when I type it in exactly the way it's written, I get an answer of 1.222. All right. And then I'm going to take my numerator and I'm going to divide it by my denominator. When I do that, I get a monthly mortgage payment of $1,984. All right. Now, how much money has Bob paid the bank? All right. So let me write this again. This is the down payment plus the monthly payment times 12 times the years. All right. So that's going to look like the down payment $176,225 plus 1984 times 12 times 20. He has paid the bank a grand total of $652,385. Now it says, how much did Bob pay above the total purchase price? All right, so he paid $625,385, and I'm going to subtract that by the total purchase price, which is $503,500. So when I do the math, he has paid in interest over and beyond $148,885. All right, moving on. Okay, Bob will pay the homeowner's insurance property. Okay, this is a very challenging question because it doesn't fall in line. So let me write some notes here. The answer is going to be the mortgage. I totally misspelled that. The mortgage payment plus the monthly property plus the monthly insurance. All right, so there's three things that need to be added together. Now, the mortgage payment was what was on the last page, which was $1,984. So that is, the mortgage payment is $1,984. Now, the next thing is the monthly property. Now, notice that his annual property tax bill is $10,000. I need to find monthly. So off to the side here, I'm just going to say $10,500. I'm going to divide that by 12. And when I do that, I get $875. And I also have to do the same thing to insurance. The insurance is $3,720. I'm going to divide that by 12 because I got to find the monthly, and that is $310. All right. So I'm going to do the mortgage payment plus the property, which is $875, plus $310. So Bob will be paying to the bank $3,169 every month to the bank. All right, next is convert Bob's front-end ratio. All right, so the front-end ratio, we've got to go back to all this information with Bob. All right, so all this information with Bob, this was all this information right here. Okay, and let's not forget that he makes $115,000. So first off, convert Bob's annual salary to monthly. So that is off to the side, $115,000. I'm going to divide that by 12. I'm probably going to get a decimal, so I'm going to round. And so when I round, let's see, I get $9,000. 583. Now the front end ratio, the FER, is going to be the housing, basically the house stuff divided by his monthly pay. Okay, the house stuff. Now, this is where things get a little tricky. All the house stuff is right here. Notice they're all question marks because you actually had to find all this information. So all the house stuff is right here, which basically is the answer. Make sure you make that connection. So it's going to be the front end ratio. In this case, the FER is going to be, the percentage is going to be 3,169 divided by his monthly pay, which we just found was 9,583. So when you do the math, he gets 33%. Okay? Now, based on the front end ratio, if you remember from when I taught it, we're looking for 28% or lower. He's at 33%, so he would be considered house poor. So that would be a big fat no. So the answer would be no. Now with the back end ratio, convert Bob's annual salary to monthly. That's just continuation. So if you need to see it, I'll do it. 115,000 divided by 12, and we get 9583. Now it says using all of Bob's monthly, find the back end ratio. So the back end ratio, the BER, is all the costs divided by his monthly pay. Now, all the costs go back to the beginning of the problem, and that is all of it. So let me do a different color just so you can see it. For my visual learners, that's everything that's in this chart will have to be added. Even this stuff, all this has to be added together. All right? So when I do that, all the costs, everything, the percentage is 4,504 divided by his monthly pay, which is 9,583. And when I do that, I get a percentage of 47%. Again, 47%, that's kind of high, but the back end ratio, we're looking for 38% or lower. So again, he is house poor, which is a big fat no. All right. Now, last page. Herb Smith has an annual income of $81,000 and is looking to buy a house. All right. So find his monthly pay. That's $81,000 divided by 12. Round to the nearest whole is $6,750. What is the monthly mortgage payment? Well, I, being a nice guy, went ahead and just gave it to you. It's $1,280. $1,280. The annual property tax is $62.50. Determine the monthly tax. Well, remember, in this class, whenever I ask you to find something, most of the time you're just going to say divided by 12 and you'll be correct, which, yeah, in this case, divided by 12. So in this question here, annual homeowners insurance is $1,010. Find the monthly. You're like, what do I do? Again, safe bet, just say divide by 12 and you'll be fine. Divide that by 12. And so our answer is 84. So it's determine all the housing expenses. So all the housing expenses is very similar to the front end ratio. This guy, that guy, add it all together. So for my visual learners, 1,280 plus 521 plus 84. And you get 1,885. Determine the percentage for the housing expenses. So again, this is very similar to the front end ratio. So to find the percentage, we're going to put the house stuff divided by his monthly pay. So that's going to be, the percentage is equal to the house stuff, which is 1,885, divided by his monthly pay, which is $6,750. I get a percentage of 28%. Now, with the bank loan the money, again, very similar to front end ratio, we're looking for 28% or lower. He's at 28%, so this is finally a yes. All right, that's it. I hope you learned something. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.